This video is sponsored by Eric's Gear. Go to www.ericsgear.com and at Eric's Gear on Instagram. They have the best combat clothing. Make sure you give them a go, give them a follow, give them a subscribe. And a massive thank you to Azam here. Thanks to him, we've come to Hazev Restaurant. They've sorted us out with the best hospitality. If you're in London or Canary Wharf, make sure you come down and get some good food because it looks unbelievable. Thank you, Azam, brother.
Turkish food, yeah?
There we
Thank
go.
you, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
All the best.
We're back with another interview. UFC 286 this weekend, the opening of the main card. We had Marvin Vettori on yesterday. Tonight, we've got his opponent, the great Roman Dolidze. How are you, brother?
Thank you, I'm good. I hope you're good too.
You said you've been in London for like 5 days now. Is it your first time in London?
Yeah, it's first time and I came a little bit earlier because I fly from Thailand. It's very big different, like different weather. And that's why I decided to come a little bit earlier.
Do you prefer the summer or do you prefer the winter?
No, I think I like winter more.
Yeah?
And I like this weather I like more because I'm from Batumi, like Batumi, Georgia. It's a small city and it's like similar weather. It's a lot of rain there. So I like it.
I think Georgia is the perfect place I want to start this interview with. We've seen recently, over the last couple of years especially, the growth of Georgian MMA fighters. You know, for somewhere that's so small, the talent that's coming out there, Guram, Giga, Ilya, like all you guys, like how amazing is it to see the growth of MMA in Georgia?
There is one thing. All these guys who you mentioned, they probably their prime was not in Georgia. America, Guram lives not in Georgia, but best thing is that people are looking at us and MMA in Georgia now is growing, and that's the most important part, that we reach these levels not in Georgia, but generation what's coming up now from Georgia. They see our success, they are motivated, and trust me, they will be even better. And I will explain why. Georgia have big wrestling tradition, and this background, I'm sure this background will help them in MMA, and also not all of them can make like big in judo, in sambo, in freestyle, Greco-Roman wrestling, and they have opportunity to use their skills in MMA. And there are a lot of talents, and you will see a lot of good guys coming up from Georgia.
What do you think is the embodiment of the, like in Georgia, you see a lot of people in the area, Eastern Europe, like the hard people. Do you think Georgians were born to fight? Do you think that's where it comes from? Because, you look at some other big European countries, like you look at Italy, for example, how big of a country Italy is, but there's only one or two real guys coming out there. But Georgia, you see this massive explosion. Like, where do you think it's come from?
First of all, hard life. Let's start from this. Georgia had a tough time after Soviet Union collapsed. I was born and raised that time, and it was, I remember it was quite hard time. Even my parents, I was studying in church school just because it was hard time, and parents wanted to give me good education, and they knew that in normal school, regular school, there will be no normal education because everything was very bad. And they gave me to church school just because of that, and you can understand how bad it was growing up there in Georgia and such hard times there. And probably this everything made us how and who we are. But also, you're right, we are a very small country, and we are like surrounded by mountains, and of course, like you need to be tough there to live.
I think tough times make tough people.
Yes.
And it's amazing to see people coming out of those tough situations. I mean, in a weird way, if it wasn't for those tough times, you probably wouldn't be the person that you are right now.
I agree with that, and the world is changing. Yes, I see that people are getting softer, and I see this big problem. I'm not saying that it's bad or something. It's just how things are. It's just how people are raised, pushed by society, pushed by social media. You will open social media and you will see all propaganda of this. Maybe from one side is good because it's easier to control these people. For government, it's easier to control people like that. But when you have strong family, strong men in the family, it's harder to control family like that because father, he controls. That's why there is two sides of medal, I say. If you want like quiet, calm society, maybe it's better. But if you want some big things happen, because big things are happening, then strong people are around. And it's like you need to find the right balance in this.
I think the world we live in, I mean, I'm only 23, so obviously you've got more life experience than me, but there's so many things to be grateful for, like you said. There's so many, like, if you think maybe 400 years ago how much dangerous the world was, but then at the same time, it's weird, like I said, it's a balance of there's so many things to be grateful for, but at the same time, you can just see how society with social media is just, it's scary to think.
Yeah, and I like I already told and mentioned, like you can say that it's very bad, and you can say it's only you can see only one side that it's bad. There is a positive things in that too, but problem is that there is no balance. They try to push you to see it only the way how they want it to see. If you will have different opinion, you have a problem, because they will push on you to change your opinion or shut your mouth.
As we saw, there's a Georgian fighter that got arrested recently, I think, for protesting.
Yeah. Not only that, it's like there are more global things what's happening.
The global agenda. I mean, I think COVID was the biggest fucking. You look at it and you go.
No, people. Some people say that like more richer countries are like living better. People are living better. But I travel around the world a lot, and I will say that everywhere there are rich people, everywhere there are poor people, everywhere people happy, everywhere unhappy, everywhere quite similar. If we will look percentage, it's quite similar. But I don't know. I have one example of my country. Everybody tried to run away from Georgia, but when I'm going back, and I live in Georgia. If I have free time, I have no fights, I'm always there. And investment and stuff, I'm doing everything in my city, in my country. People say, why you are coming back? They're asking, everybody try to run away. And I have even people who surround me, a lot of people leave country. And I said, listen, if everybody will run away, what will left from Georgia? And second thing, I like my culture. I like Georgian culture. I respect every culture, where a country's culture are going. Respect American culture, and I see clearly how different it is. I never disrespect it. I never try to change it. I always respect what I am. I'm in America. America giving me such a big opportunity to make what I'm making now. That's why, because of UFC, I have opportunity to live my life like I'm living now. And still, I want to save my culture. I want to save my country. And Georgian, really, real Georgian, I can be in my country. And I'm very sure what I'm talking about.
Do you feel because you've literally been in the hardest times that you almost owe it to your people? Like you said, if you're in a position now where you're able to help people, that you owe it to your country?
I think I don't owe to no one, not country, not people, but I owe to my traditions, owe to people who raised me, people who bring me where I am. And this is not easy to live like that. It's very hard. Like life, when you have certain rules, it's way more harder than you don't care like about something. Always when I'm doing something, I always think twice, because I will think how would think about it my grandfather, how my father will think about it and stuff like that. And it's very hard in some ways, because even fights when I was starting it, my parents were against. Now things changed. Even if we will say like my business, what I'm doing, my father was like, why you need this? I said, I see it like that and I want to do it like that. And you are always going against society, because even Georgia is changing. I'm not saying that Georgia is like pearl and everything else is bad. No, Georgia is changing. There are problems too, a lot of problems in Georgia. And I'm more mad on Georgia than Georgians, because we are raised different. And when you are raised different and you do things what came from, let's say, outside, you are worth, not good person more than that guys who are living in that society. They was raised in that. But when you was raised differently, acting like them, that means you are losing your roots. That's worse.
I think your roots is the most important. It's your foundation. It's who you are.
Yeah, first of all, I always, when I'm doing something, I'm always asking, some people don't like what I say. You can't be good to everybody. People have their opinions, that's quite normal. For someone, what I'm talking even now, that's not normal, and I totally respect it. If they don't touch me personally, in personal conversation, because of the social media and everything, what's happening, you can't punish everybody around, you know? And but main question I ask myself, if when I'm going to sleep and I'm asking myself, because I'm the person who I can't lie to myself. I can lie to everybody around, but I can't lie to myself. If I say that, Roman, you did this good or this bad, it's only main judge for myself is me. And that's why if I'm good with myself, that means that I'm doing right. If not, I have problems.
Sounds like your mindset is screwed on. If we're going to talk about your UFC career, would you say it's fair to say you didn't have like the consistent start that you wanted? You had like some cancelled fights, your health issues. How would you describe your UFC journey now? Because you've gone from the tough start to now just straight in and in the rankings.
It's like I said, big opportunity for my life. I mentioned I'm seeing my life somehow, and to live that life, you need money. That's true. You need you want to create that life. To create that life, one part of this thing is money, not only like your mental, how you feel about it. And UFC gave me this big opportunity. Yes, first was some hard steps, some things happening around, but that will never stop me. That's quite normal. You can always have easy way. Always there is some hard steps to make. Sometimes stop, and if these things are breaking you, that's also not good. Because it's life. That's normal life. It's always something happening.
Everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer.
Yes, everything happens for a reason. Yes, maybe.
Marvin said to me yesterday that he was surprised that you took the fight. Do you think that he might be overlooking you?
Why he was surprised? I don't understand.
So he said to me that because you've trained a few times, and he thinks, his words were that you made a mistake taking the challenge so soon.
Why? It's a big opportunity for me. I don't understand his words. I don't really understand his words. Maybe he talks like he wanna think like that, but I don't understand his words. If you wanna say something more, he can say something more, but it's just say to say, I don't understand.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I feel like even in your Jack Hermansson fight, people were overlooking your capabilities. I mean, you're a jiu-jitsu world champion as well, and I think people forgot how good your ground game was because you were knocking everyone out. Do you think you've always had a bit of a chip on your shoulder?
What I have?
Like, so the phrase is the chip on your shoulder. So do you think people have like overlooked your capabilities or not given you the respect of how good you are?
No, I don't really care what someone thinks. I have my things to do. I'm trying to do it, try to do it good. And I don't like to talk bad about my opponents. That's first of all, because it will be disrespect to myself. If someone want to say something, like I will look at him like a clown, because for me it's like I'm first of all man who respect himself for myself first of all, and going to a level where I would just talk to promote fight or talk bad about some person who didn't do nothing bad. Just he will fight against me. That's all. I just try to do my work, do it good, and I think best answer is my last fights. That's all.
How do you see this fight going?
I don't know. I never have plans for my fight. Never. Sometimes I make plans, but always happening. You think I would think that with Daka's fight I would do the knee knockout, or with the Phil Hose this leg injury and after knockout, or with Hermansson this calf slicer TKO. I don't know how you can plan these things.
Do you think that because you've literally just come into the division, in the top 15, not the division, do you think that there's almost more pressure on Marvin in this fight because he's probably more expected to beat you?
I don't know. I personally don't feel no pressure at all if they will give me title shot. Voila. And that's why I don't understand his words. Well, what does it mean? It's opportunity for me. He's number 4, I'm number 8, and yes,
He would
maybe.
do the same.
You need to ask him. Does he feel pressure or not? It's a question to him. But for me, I'm just ready. It's good opportunity, and nothing, no disrespect to him. I don't know what else he talked to you, but I don't have nothing bad to say about him. That's for sure. I know him. I saw him. Maybe he said that because I saw him a couple times because of Giga, and Giga was training in King's MMA, and I saw him there. And I don't know, he's a good guy. Good, fought a lot. Good experience, and good chance for me.
I think this is the best opportunity of your career so far. I think it's fair to say, and I think a win on Saturday night for you will take you where you deserve to be. And I'm very thankful for you taking time out of this interview. Have you got any final words?
To whom? To you?
To your fans, to the people of Georgia?
And people to Georgia, of course, I want to thank them for support. I feel it, and it means a lot for me because it's my home. And if people love me there, that means that I'm doing right. And also, I would like other people to love me. I hope I'm not doing bad to them too. And for my fans, guys, I hope you will enjoy fight.
Roman Dolidze opening the main card on Saturday night. Make sure you tune in and take it easy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.